your review. I'm gonna react to how CM Punk buried Hangman Adam Page. Damn, what is Hangman Adam Page? Well, he hasn't been seen since the Revolution pay per view. So yeah, could y'all see him returning on the upcoming pay per view? Let me know.
Hangman Adam Page has been one of the key figures in All Elite Wrestling since its creation. Page has been featured in numerous high-profile storylines and is even a former AEW champion. In this video, we will seek to explain the origins of his Hangman character and examine the events leading up to his maligned run as AEW World Champion. The video you're watching is just one part of a series of videos on this channel that I'm making, so make sure you check out all the other parts linked in the playlist at the end of the video, and subscribe so you get notified when new videos in the series are released.
First thing I wanted to be was a clown. I got into circuses, and I was through circuses in the backyard. We had my dad had horses. He'd bring the horses and do horse tricks, and I was 6 or 7 years old putting on circuses for the family or whoever in the backyard. And then I got into magic. I had my parents built me a little magic show stand, and I did little magic tricks and stuff. What? And then I got into wrestling, and my parents built me a little trampoline wrestling ring in the backyard, and that one, I just never grew up on that one, I guess, and I'm still doing it.
How much has Bullet Club, changed the trajectory of your career?
180.
On May 9th, 2016, during the first night of the War of the Worlds tour, Page joined the heel faction Bullet Club by
Damn, anybody can get in Bullet Club nowadays, bro. Just anybody, bro.
turning on Colt Cabana, the Briscoes, and the Motor City Machine Guns during a 10-man tag team main event. Page hung Chris Sabin with a hangman's noose, and on that day became known as the Hangman. In regards to his new gimmick, Page said in an interview with the Pittsburgh City paper, "I found out that as I was joining Bullet Club and going to work for New Japan just a few weeks before it happened, and it was something that kind of took me by surprise. I hadn't anticipated going in that direction, but it was a great surprise. It caught me off guard. And one of the things that was suggested to me, since Adam Cole was joining Bullet Club, was that I had some sort of different name. Someone from New Japan suggested the Hangman Page, and I'd take the Gallows from Luke Gallows and fill that role a bit. Looking back, it's something I wish I wouldn't have done, or I would have done differently, but I think at the time, I was rushed to get the gear ordered, to figure out who I was going to be, what I was going to be, and at this point, I figured it out, but with just 2 weeks notice, I had the noose for a while, and I tried to be sensitive as I could about it in every way I possibly could, but I still had people writing to me who were kind about it, but who had family members that had committed, and it made them uncomfortable. Or maybe the racial connotations of me carrying a noose were uncomfortable, and I get that. I tried to be really sensitive about it, but it was something I wanted to get away from. I still carry a big untied rope with me to the ring, and honestly, I carry it out of habit than anything. I've kept the name because it's kind of a cool sounding name, and at this point, people connect it with me. It just became my name.
I wouldn't even talk about at least my journey to the AEW World Championship as some kind of grand scheme that was hatched on day one or something like that, because it never was. At least to me, it was never that way. I knew when AEW started and I realized I was going to be suddenly I was just the guy losing all the matches in the losing all the Bullet Club multi-man matches. I was not to say a nobody, but I certainly wasn't the main event guy who was suddenly going to be main eventing the first ever title match in AEW. I knew people wouldn't buy it, and it didn't matter what I said. It didn't matter what I did in the time between. It was too fast. It was too soon. I knew people they would be forgiving. They would go, oh yeah, okay, but I knew deep down they wouldn't buy it. And so it felt like I got off on the wrong foot. and I wanted to rectify that. And it felt like the only way you can is to be vulnerable and to, let like that loss and that disappointment come out.
It is something, I guess, in the history books that you cannot take away from me, that I was the loser of the first ever AEW World Heavyweight title match.
So tonight, obviously, at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I think he faced Chris Jericho. I think Chris Jericho was the first ever AEW World Championship. AEW World Champion. My fault. Excuse me.
Eastern, you will be defending the titles with Kenny Omega against the Dark Order. How are you feeling heading into the match?
Hungover.
What were you drinking last night? Must have been something pretty strong. I know the Young Bucks have had issues with, you drinking before. Has that ever come up, and has that ever been like a conversation that you've had with them to say, you know what, it's not up to you guys, it's my life?
No, not really. I guess we were friends for just the longest time, and everything's cool. I guess sometimes people go their separate ways to an extent, but we're still cool. You show up to work and you do your job just like anybody else.
Got it. So you obviously had a lot of success as a singles competitor before you headed to AEW. Did you ever expect to be a tag team champion at AEW?
No, I tried hard not to be. I kept getting put in matches with Kenny, and we just can't help it. We're good, and just so good apparently that we're better than the other tag teams that we defeated on the way to win the tag titles and then defending them I don't know how many times. So it was never my intention, and I probably actively tried to sabotage it at times, admittedly. I've worked so hard for so long.
Hangman didn't even want to be a tag team. Hangman's not even a tag team guy.
I won this championship, and I have not gotten to wrestle a match since I won it, and it's been 3 or 4 weeks, and I've been asking for a match with Bryan Danielson since the Wednesday after the pay-per-view, and I every single week I come and I said, no, he's wrestling so he's always so like I haven't gotten to wrestle since then, so it's kind of like frustrating as well.
AEW's Twitter put out the other day, I'm sure you saw it, of like, what would you rather see, Hangman Adam Page lose the world title or CM Punk lose his undefeated streak? And the internet was up in arms.
We will never know how differently Hangman's run as champion would have gone had CM Punk not signed with AEW.
Hangman Page championship run was good, bro. He put on good matches, bro. Despite CM Punk being there, he put on good matches. You feel me? He's not as popular as CM Punk. He's not as popular as CM Punk, but he put on good matches. And plus, Hangman had Adam Page. I'm not gonna lie, was a better champion. Was held that title longer than CM Punk did. CM Punk held the championship for this amount of time, short amount of time, bro. Is him due to be injured or being suspended? You feel me?
Well, you got the title, man, right when a lot of big names were coming through the doors. And a lot of people got really excited about it. Punk, Bryan, Cole, all those guys all right at the same time. Did you get the reaction I think that you were expecting, or do you think all that stuff kind of dropped the mojo a little bit? There were all these kind of bigger pieces floating around when that moment happened.
I wasn't really worried about anything anyone else was doing.
It was easily observed at the time when Punk signed with AEW, a huge influx of new fans started watching the program and coming to live shows who had no prior exposure to Page and the other AEW originals, and were simply there to support Punk. There's no doubt that this shift had a negative impact on the storylines that AEW had been telling since its inception in 2019, the main one being the Hangman arc. Don't get me wrong, it was clear that CM Punk was a good signing for AEW, and many good stories came from his presence in the company. But it truly is a shame that the situation between Punk and Hangman, it wasn't managed better behind the scenes.
Do you genuinely feel a little bit of distance between Punk and some parts of the locker room? Is that something that you feel earnest about?
probably not something I want to say a lot about.
Okay.
I think well, like I said before, I think I was specific as I intended to be, and I'll leave it at that.
Damn, Hangman, basically Hangman saying like he meant what he said during our promo. Even though he went off script, he meant what he said. You feel me? He stand on what he said. He stand on what he said. He stand on what he said. That's what I meant to say.
What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed, fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do, Dave? What did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing.
You talk a big game.
And that night, that leads to a fight between him, Punk, and CM Punk and the Elite. You feel me?
Workers race. Yeah. Well, you show me exact opposite since you've gotten here.
That's reference to Colt Cabana. Those y'all didn't know that.
I love this place. I care about this place. This is my home. And this Sunday at Double or Nothing, I will not be defending this championship against you. No, for the first time in my life, I will be defending all Elite Wrestling from you.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that this company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that. It's a disgrace to this industry. It's a disgrace to this company. Now, we're far beyond apologies, right? I gave him a fucking chance. It did not get handled, and you saw what I had to do. It was very regrettable lowering myself to this fucking level. But that's where we're at right now.
Hangman Adam Page.
Damn.
The apology must be as loud and as public as the disrespect.
Politely shut the fuck up.
And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go.
Most recently, Page has solidified his reputation for being one of the most violent wrestlers on the AEW roster.
Nah, that drinking another man's blood is crazy, bro. That's OD, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
His feud with Swerve Strickland took the in-ring violence to levels that have rarely been seen in mainstream wrestling, and a potential heel turn was teased for the former AEW World Champion before his mysterious disappearance. It is unknown when we will see Adam Page again in AEW, and there is even greater uncertainty regarding what his mental state will be upon his return.
But Swerve, at Full Gear, I took something from you that you will never get back. And I think that we are bound by something bigger than either of us. And I think that you should know this is not over.
He's sliding in. Hangman's not in the ring with us. Like, where the hell's Hangman at? He's like bumping and feeding. Bell hasn't even run yet.
I slid in the ring. We were going to just be fighting back and forth. I slid in the ring and took the center and stood in one spot, never moved even feet, and just went like this until Taven rolled out of the ring, I think. Got everybody outside. We're going to do like triple tope or whatever. Yeah. You guys start to run, and as you run, I'm like, I can't dive. And just do this.
He did
and you
this
guys
with his fingers. Like, he's in the middle directing traffic. And like, Nick, what is Hangman? But he hasn't explained to us what the hell's going on.
So then I'm standing in the ring all awkward. The match goes on, whatever, and I'm looking across, trying with my eyes to tell these guys, I'm very hurt. I'm not going to do like any of that. You know, I'm just gonna I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I did like 2 or 3 things and then tagged right back
I
out.
remember, like, because Nick and I, like, he must have blown both his ACLs out. He couldn't walk. Like, he's literally moving like this. So, like, for some reason, this psychopath, he does most of the comeback is just like punching. He's stationary. He's not moving. It's just punch. And the guy takes a bump. He looks at me and Nick, we're like, no, don't do it. Because we knew at the end of the comeback was a standing trunks.
Right.
We're like, your legs, don't do it. He freaking goes for it. He almost breaks his neck. I'm like, why? What are you doing?
I've got 2 pulls going and I'm doing a standing shoot.
Yeah, so you barely pull it off.
I remember
I paid it.
wouldn't tell us what was wrong. He just kept saying, I'm hurt. Also, what is wrong?
I'm hurt.
So I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
So then, the peak of this whole story comes from at the end when we get to do a triple super kick.
There's a picture somewhere of us doing like on one guy, triple super kick on one guy. You guys are both kicking him in the face, and we're like, in the picture, I'm like this. I'm just standing in the ring like this. I'm probably not even touching him.
Like, the match was completely ruined. Like,
It was by far the worst match.
It was awful.
He gets in the back. I'm like, Paige, did you blow both of your knees out? What the hell happened out there? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My legs. We're like, well, what happened? You finally told us. We were like, why did you just do a shooting star press?
I know, I thought I could do it.
You were so sad, and we were laughing our asses off. We're like, dude, you just made us have the most fun moment of our career. Don't worry about it. If we had a great match, it wouldn't have been as good as the moment I'm having right now, laughing at this. Like I look back now, it's like literally is one of the funniest nights of my life. We thought your career was over. We were like, people with all of his quads or his AC, he's done because you couldn't walk. I've never seen anyone this bad. And then you're like 5 days later, you check in, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm fine. We were like, what?
I've been telling people on this channel to subscribe, and they won't. Yes. What can we do about that? Can you help me out? Maybe if you tell.
Okay, that's the vid. Oh, so yeah, but let me know what y'all think about Hangman Adam Page is running AEW. Do y'all, and plus, like I said in the earlier video, do y'all think Hangman is gonna return anytime soon? Let me know. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and other vibes. You're just checking out. You are.